of View, a podcast from the Version 1 Podcast Network. Field of View dives into the lives of content creators and what they truly think of this insanely competitive world. Episodes come out every other Wednesday on my YouTube channel, on Spotify, Apple, and other podcast platforms. Today, we have the wonderful JoblessGarrett, also my boyfriend, which is a different dynamic, which I'm excited to talk about.
Hi.
Hi. Introduce yourself.
My name's JoblessGarrett. I have a lot of other names on YouTube. Well, my name is Garrett, also known as JoblessGarrett, Game with Gary, Gary Blocks, Crafty Gary, Reaction Hacks. Yep. Outlaw Gary. Oh, there's so many of them. Oh, but yeah, that's what I do. I do a lot of things.
Yeah, he has a million YouTube channels. He's been doing this for a long time.
Yeah, I think we're at 9 YouTube channels or 8. I don't know. I don't remember.
And how long have you been doing it for?
This is going to be my 12th year. So pretty excited about that.
That's crazy. So what he's basically telling you guys is he's a boomer now. So.
Okay, that is not what I was saying, but it is true. I am getting a little bit old, as you can see. I have these bags coming in, which I've always had. I got my skin's wrinkly.
No,
yeah, I'm turning
nice.
32 this year, so definitely been definitely an old man.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to tell everybody how we met. I know a lot of you guys listening and watching know how we met. We met on the OTV Rust server.
Mm-hmm.
A month later, I flew down to Miami. We met. It was amazing. And then a month later, I moved in with him. And the rest was history. It happened very fast, but everything's been great so far. It's definitely interesting dating someone else in your space, like as a content creator. So it's really nice because like, oh, sorry, go on.
It definitely was not expected. Like, I don't think anyone goes into a Rust server expecting like they're going to find their girlfriend, their love of their life in a video game. But somehow it just happened very oddly, but whatever. We'll take the W's when we can. And yeah, it was just very, very strange, but it worked very well.
And I love how everybody gets so hyped up about it. Even when we tell people like, yeah, Rust server, and they're like, what? Like, you guys met online? Like, during the pandemic? Or I guess it was like the end of it, I guess. But still, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty interesting. And yeah, it's really interesting, like, being with somebody. I was talking with somebody yesterday about how dating someone in your space, my hairdresser actually, how different it is and how you can like relate to so many things and they understand what you're feeling and going through as like a content creator with the different amount of views and the different like peaks and valleys. So it's really, really nice actually. Yeah, I enjoy dating Garrett. He's kind of cool.
Only enjoy it? Jeez. Man, I gotta work on making it more enjoyable. Then it's definitely different dating someone in your workspace. But it's fun because like Autumn likes games, I love games. We can like bond by playing games together. I'm just worried, guys. I'm getting so old. What if I don't like games in the next few years?
I cannot see that happening.
Jeez.
What are your favorite games?
Oh man, right now? Or like in general? Like
just in general. Like tell them what kind of games you like. I know, but tell them.
I love open world looter shooters. I love open world like progression based farming, like not like farming simulator, but like getting items and then progressing your character. Pretty much anything that resembles me doing that in real life, but in a video game. So like me, like instead of like progressing my real life, I like to progress in-game characters because it makes me feel accomplished. But in reality, those characters have no impact in my real life, which I should be applying all that time to myself. But sometimes I like to escape from reality, and that's what I do.
And like even the passion Garrett just had talking about those games, like I can tell he's not gonna get bored of those in like 2 years.
You never know. I started playing this new game that just came out.
Tower Fantasy.
Tower Fantasy. It's been all over Twitch. It's like Genshin Impact meets like loot, like shooter. It's pretty fun. It's free to play. Had a really good time playing it. Playing with my best friend Raphael. But yeah, I love those games. Just little escape journeys to just get away.
He does love them. Like we played Tiny Tina's Wonderland. He was obsessed for like
almost beat it. Almost done. Been playing it on every week. I've been playing it like for like an hour. Almost done with the game.
That segues into our next question actually. What game got you started into content creation? Was it a looter shooter or was it something else?
Well, okay, so like my first ever YouTube video I believe was a game called Heroes of Newerth. I believe that might have been my first, or I don't know. It was so long ago. So like, it was either Heroes of Newerth, a Halo montage is one of my first ones, Um, Team Fortress 2 was an oldie.
You played Team Fortress?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I have
Really?
like I have like
I was in grade like
thousands
6
of
when I was playing
dollars
that.
in that game in like hats. And then also Skyrim. So Skyrim was my big break on YouTube. Tutorials and how-to guides. Now back then when I had my big success video, I didn't realize like the whole you gotta strike iron when it's hot type of thing. Like I had a viral video for Skyrim. It was called How to Find Lydia. She was an NPC that was like your companion, and
Mhm.
sometimes Lydia would just go missing. Like this girl would just like disappear, and you're like, where the heck did this girl go? You'd have to
Yeah.
go find her. And I created a video of like a location she could be, and that was my first million view video. And what I should have done back then is made more Skyrim videos on top of it. But instead, I was this dumb, naive content creator that just wanted to uh, do all the games that I wanted to play. So I just started like uploading garbage. And then I realized, GTA was going to be hot. I missed the freaking mark on Skyrim. And yeah, that's from 2013 till now. I've been playing GTA.
That's crazy. I actually didn't know that it was like initially Skyrim. I thought like the big ones were like GTA when you started.
No,
That's
like
interesting.
that was how I got my big boom. So I had like micro booms, like
Yeah.
micro successes along the way, and then I had one big giant success, and that was with GTA.
How many videos were you uploading to like get that success with GTA?
Oh man, I think
Like were you
I
uploading like daily?
oh yeah, like 4 to 6 videos a day.
What?
Yeah,
A
back then.
day?
Yeah,
Holy, that's
because the thing is,
crazy.
like, when a game comes out, there's so much you can do. So, like,
Yeah.
I was anytime I ran into an issue in the game, I would find a way to solve that problem and then make a video about it. Or like do like quick tips and tricks on how to make a lot of money. It was like I was literally eating for like a week straight only peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Like I would just go home, make peanut butter. Like I was eating like 6 stacks. Just like,
What?
yeah, like because I
And
didn't. I
for those of you listening, Garrett also has a gluten allergy. And back then
Whoa,
he
okay.
didn't know.
Okay, yes, back in 2013, I did not know I had a gluten allergy. For actually 29 years of my life, I didn't know I was allergic to gluten. So my whole life was sort of a mess. It was a little bit in shambles.
So I can just picture him uploading 4 to 6 videos a day, shoving peanut butter and jelly sandwiches down his throat. I bet you were so sick a lot of the time too.
Oh, well, that was my norm. I didn't know anything different. So yeah, it was
That's
definitely
crazy.
it was interesting.
When all of that was happening, when did you know that you wanted to dive into it like full time? Because you were in college, right?
Yeah, so I was in college. I got my bachelor's in business marketing. I graduated December 2013, but in September of 2013, my channel blew up. And blowing up back then was big because I went from like 8,000 subscribers to 50,000 subscribers in like 2 months. And for me, that was huge. I was like, oh
Yeah.
my God, this is amazing. And at that point, I'd already done it for 2 years. So my first big paycheck that came through, it was like 3 grand or something like. So I was like, oh my gosh, I'm never going back to school. I'm never gonna get a real job. This is the best. So I just stuck with it. But I think I did finish school, and yeah, that's how I knew like this is, I guess, my job now. The Jobless Gamers, which was my name back then, youtube.com/slash Jobless Gamers, just converted to Jobless Garrett because my 2 other friends got lazy. They didn't get lazy. They just wasn't for them. They're both more reserved, and I'm more of an extrovert. So
Yeah, Garrett is the most extrovert person I know. This guy will
I
like go up
pride
to people in the
myself.
street and talk to them and have full blown conversations, and I'm here
It's
like, what
true.
the heck?
This is true.
That's just Garrett. Okay. I know you've traveled lots because of like I know you went to Saudi Arabia for a Fortnite tournament, like a lot of
Yep.
crazy stuff. What's one of the coolest or craziest things that have happened in your career because of what you do?
In regard to traveling,
Yeah, sure.
okay. I think the Saudi Arabia thing is definitely on the top of the bucket list.
So crazy.
We got invited to a Fortnite tournament. For it's like a king's. It's like the king throws a huge event, and he invites like hundreds and thousands of like famous people in every industry. And I was one of the ones invited to participate in a Fortnite tournament, and it was crazy, absolutely nuts. So it was like me and then 3 other Fortnite Saudi Arabia like content creators. So like they're trying to mix UA and UAE,
Mhm.
and it was cool. Um, but it was like definitely an eye-opening experience for me because it's just such a different country. Like it's so crazy
Yeah.
different over there, and it was great. I loved it. Also been to
Did you
Shanghai,
win?
China. I have a few checks in my
Oh
closet,
yeah, I've seen
like
them.
those big, like the big ones. So they
Yeah.
were like for like $500, like $3,000. Um, but I couldn't pass up that opportunity like at all. Like to even just go, it was just such
Yeah.
a cool opportunity. We went out and on the king's yacht, and we went to like
What?
we went to a reef and we were snorkeling. It just what it was a
That's
crazy experience.
crazy.
Crazy experience.
Wow, I
So
didn't know that.
that happened, and then I went to Shanghai, China, to speak on how mobile gaming, because in China that we're not called influencers over there.
Oh
um
really?
yeah, it's really weird. We're not called content creators, we're called people of influence, or I
So
forgot
it's like a
the exact.
different
Yeah, it's a different.
segment of
Yeah,
influence.
it's like it's a whole different name that they categorize people under. Like they treated us like royalty. I got a 10-year visa for China. I could go whenever I want now.
And mobile games are huge over there, right? That's why you went and talked about
Yeah.
it?
So Autumn just recently found out mobile games are this big money milking
I
industry.
Yeah, so yesterday we were streaming, I was playing Valorant, and we're talking with chat. We're talking about, like, mobile games and how much money people spend on Valorant skins, and then people were like, "Yeah, I spent 3,000 on this mobile game," and I was like, "What?" Like,
Yeah,
I cannot wrap my head around that people actually spend money on mobile games, and then someone told me, like, PUBG Mobile has made $8.1 billion in just, like, people putting money into it, and that
it's
blows my
nuts.
mind.
It's nuts.
That is
It's nuts.
crazy.
The
I
the Chinese culture in over there is like all about mobile gaming. Like in Asia, it's mobile gaming is like king.
That's
Uh,
crazy.
and the influencers, like I was saying earlier, they're named key opinion leaders, so they're called KOLs. So you're grouped in this thing called KOLs. So like when
Uh-huh.
you go, they're like, oh, like they like really appreciate your opinion because like they know that you have a KO, like you are a KOL, like a
That's
key
so
influencer leader.
interesting.
Yeah, it's so different. So China and Saudi Arabia were definitely at the top of my list. I've been to other places like Germany, that was cool, all over Europe. But yeah, I think China and Saudi Arabia were the craziest ones for my career.
Well, what are some of the challenges you feel like you faced, like, throughout your 12 years of being in the industry?
I think now that like I'm a veteran in this space, I've seen a lot of people come and go. And
Yeah.
I think some of the things that's always scary is like that unsettling feeling that one day it can all go away. For a long time, I had this weird like thought that I was next. Like my channel is gonna die, and I'm gonna have to get a regular job. And I think that's like a lot of fears creators have. And one thing that I've always like have preached to creators is like, hey, like you gotta now. After having so much fear for so long, I came to the realization after launching like one after another YouTube channels and recreating my success in different genres and all and different age demographics. I've just come to realize like, hey, like if you've done it once, you can do it again. As long as you've,
Reinvent yourself.
reinvent yourself to some degree and like appeal to the demographic that you're, trying to make videos for. It was definitely an experience. But I was definitely terrified for a long time of like, and one day I'm not gonna have a YouTube channel.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of creators really struggle with being scared of losing their relevancy. Like, "Oh, man, I'm not gonna be relevant next year," and, like, it comes and
Oh,
goes. Sometimes you're relevant, sometimes you're not, but a
mhm.
lot of the times it's really hard to get that back unless you're constantly, like, reapplying or reinventing yourself, and Garrett's done a fantastic job with that. As you can see, he's been doing this for so long with so many YouTube channels. Even when I met him, I was like, "What the hell?" I was so confused. I was like, "You how? How is that even possible?" But
Yeah, I heard
the
you guys
proof
talking
is in
about
the pudding.
in the last podcast with Sweet Tales that like that relevancy thing is like it's super mentally draining.
Yeah.
It's a losing game. You can never feel relevant enough. I just come to terms like, hey, whatever. As long as I'm able to pay my bills and do those things, and I'm happy.
Yeah, no, it's true. Um, that brings us on to the next question. What would JoblessGarrett be doing if you were not a content creator? Would
Ooh.
you still be jobless? What would you be doing?
I wasn't a content creator. I don't know. I mean, like that's all I've ever known. I mean, my entire adult working life, all I've known is being a content creator. I think I would probably be like in some kind of corporate marketing. I had done internships in college for SEO, which is search engine optimization.
Mhm.
So like probably something in that field. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Like I can't. I have no idea. Something in marketing, something to use my degree, pretty much.
I feel like you would also be like a public speaker. You're so good at speaking.
Yeah, but back then, like, what would I publicly speak about?
I don't know. You would have found something you really loved, and then you would have spoken about that. I don't know. I could see your face
True.
everywhere of you talking about things.
Oh, well, that's why you have me on your podcast.
Yeah. Oh, this is a good one. How do you balance your IRL and streaming life, especially since I've come into the picture?
Oh my God, Autumn is the freaking wrecking ball to my work-life balance. Let me tell you guys. Before I had a great system. It was beautiful. I would go to sleep before 4 a.m. easily. I was going to sleep at like 2 a.m. Waking up at like
That's also before you started
1.
to get more obligations too. Girlfriend and
Right.
streaming on a
And
different platform.
Charlie, yeah. Right. So I had a pretty good work-life balance in the past, and now I stream more on Facebook. Which before I only streamed about 80 to 100 hours on Twitch, and now I stream 130 hours on Facebook, so a little bit more hours there. And then Autumn and Charlie in the picture, and then like also trying to
Whoa,
go to
whoa,
the
whoa, whoa.
gym.
For
I'm
all
just
the Leaf Pile viewers listening, you have to
yeah.
tell everyone how great Charlie is.
Oh, right. If you don't know who Charlie is, Charlie's Autumn's dog, and he's a menace to society.
He
This
is the
guy
cutest thing in the world.
loves me in the mornings, best friend. And as the day goes on, I could not see him the whole day, and he would hate me by the end of the day. I don't know what I do to, but
He
yeah,
just has low intolerance for you. That's what
yeah,
it is.
apparently. So, but yeah, work-life balance, I think, is something that every creator struggles with. We struggle with it now. I think we've gotten. I'm pretty good at it. I think, to some degree, if you want to like take off and go on trips and whatever. But yeah, it's definitely not easy. I really struggle with friends, family balance. Like that is a really bad one for me. I'm really
Yeah.
bad at keeping up with people in my life.
I do have
Uh,
to say that you have gotten better. Like in the
uh,
almost 2 years of us being together, like Garrett used to be like, no, like I want to work. But now like he actually delegates time to like, okay, yeah, I should see my friends or I should see my family or like, let's hang out with Autumn. Like, let's do things like that. You've gotten much
yeah.
better. He's
Yeah, I
been more
know.
empathetic and understanding to realize like, hey, friends and family are important. So I'm proud of you.
I
Um,
we have a board game night tonight and I'm really dreading it. I
but then he
don't
does it and then he's like happy he went. Like
not
he always,
always, don't lie.
not always, but most of the
I know
time, you're
I'm so we're so behind from our trip we just took.
yeah.
Which is a good segue to the next topic that like I don't really want to have a board game night, but I know that my friends and family want to see me, so we're having a board game night. We'll see us.
We love
Um,
board games, by the way. I collect them. I have like 50 or something.
yeah, board games are fun.
I love board games, I guess. Whatever. He just puts
Um,
up with them because he loves me. So
so speaking of trips, we recently went to Curacao, which is a
yeah,
Dutch-owned country. Um, the people there are amazingly nice. They
so
speak
nice.
4 languages. They
4
speak Dutch,
languages,
Spanish,
English, and
Perpin,
then their
their
native
island
language.
language, yeah, in
Yeah,
English. And we went to a resort, and the resort had a beautiful infinity pool that we
yeah.
absolutely loved. Absolutely loved the resort. It was a lot of fun. We had a good time, and we got a message
One of
2 days
the
ago.
couples that we met at the resort
Mhm.
messaged me. She's like, "Girl, look at this," and she sends me a news article. And the news article talks about how the infinity pool at the resort broke,
Yep.
and like 11 of the vacationers got pushed out into the ocean because the infinity pool is right next to the ocean,
Yeah.
and
So
like they got sent to the hospital.
explain. I was like, on there's 2 pools within one pool. So there's a
It's like,
pool within a pool. So it's like a
but
pool on
like
the bottom base, and then think of like a cake, and then in that pool is another pool that you can go inside of. So it's like a section cake. It
think
like
of it
tiers up.
like think of it like a U shape. That is the infinity pool, and there's another rectangle they stacked on top. Yeah, it's kind of confusing, but
And
like
then it overlooks into the ocean.
yeah. But we were just in that pool a couple like last week, and then it broke like 2 days after we left, and people got sent to the hospital. I think it was like minor
We
injuries,
were
thank gosh, but
exactly where it broke too. Like,
yeah, we were like Garrett was feeling it up. He's like, "Man, this is so
yeah,
strong.
I was
Like
like, this
this
is
is
sturdy. Like, look at
crazy."
this thing. This is nice. And
Yeah, it
then
was
yeah,
crazy. And then
oops.
we're like, Oh gosh, but luckily everyone's okay, but we just thought that was a crazy story we wanted to tell you guys about. Um,
Yeah.
on other topics too, we were talking about games coming out and like what games are streaming right now. Like Garrett said, he's playing Tower Fantasy, some new whatever type of game. Have you been enjoying it? Is it fun?
Yeah, I love it. It's a good game. I've been playing that. I also been playing V Rising. We just recently beat V Rising, me and Autumn, and my best
Mm.
friend Raphael
Yeah,
started it.
I
And then
totally
Autumn,
beat it.
well, Autumn didn't join for the end because I didn't know she wanted to because I'm dumb. But um it was a lot of fun. And then start playing Hell Let Loose, which is like
I haven't seen that game yet.
World War II battlefield pretty much, which I love it. It's so much fun. And then, Harry Potter should be coming out next year.
Yes,
It should be
although it's only
exciting.
single player, Garrett said, so I'm a little bummed.
Yeah, yeah.
It's coming out
There
mobile too, right? Nintendo Switch, PC. I think
Switch.
it's
I don't
coming
know
out.
about mobile, but there was a game that I heard about that comes out in October. Oh, it's a brand new Batman game.
What? I haven't
Yeah,
heard about
it's
that.
called, man, what's it called? It's called Arkham Knight, I think, or something. Let me see. I got the name coming in hot. Got the name coming in hot. It
Maybe.
is Gotham Knights. Gotham Knights available October 25th. It's a brand new like open world
Oh, it's
Gotham City.
multiplayer.
Yeah, you have to you pick four characters. You can play the
Whoa.
Red Hood, Robin Hood. Who else? I forgot who else you can play.
You can play Batman, I
It's
think.
Red Hood,
Oh,
Robin
never mind.
Hood,
I don't know any of these characters except the
Batgirl,
2.
and then Nightwing. So you can play those four, and
Wow.
apparently it's gonna be pretty good. But I've seen some gameplay. It looks, it looks
Little
all right.
wonky.
It sort of reminds me of the Avengers game that came out a little while ago. I don't know if you ever played it.
Oh, the one that flopped? It flopped.
Yeah, it didn't do too hot. People, yeah, the beginning was rough. They had a really rough, rocky launch. But I mean, a lot of games nowadays have rocky launches and then somehow come back from it. Like Ready or Not, this SWAT styled game Autumn and I play. It's so awesome. It is so
Ready or Not
awesome.
is so fun. Highly recommend if you want to play with your friends. It's very tactical, but
Super
it's
tactical.
amazing.
Yeah,
A lot of the maps are very like Monka, but they're really good.
yeah, they're a little crazy, but it resembles like you're a SWAT team leader, like infiltrating like terrorists and like crazy freaking objectives. Let me
Crazy
tell you.
stuff. Yeah,
So
it's
if
pretty
you want a
nuts.
crazy realistic tactical shooter, highly recommend it. It's just so much fun. Any games you're excited for?
Oh, the new I talked about this in the last podcast, but the new Last of Us remastered version is coming out in October, I think as well. September, October. I'm pumped for that. They're pretty much taking the first one and they remastered it so the graphics are 10 times better. So, as you know, Last of Us is my favorite game of all time, so I'm really 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 excited to play that.
Yeah,
There's also a new Resident Evil DLC I was just reading about too that's coming out. So
I
that'll be cool.
don't know about Resident Evil. That sounds lame. I um I got this other game for Autumn and I to try. Which one was it again? As Dust Falls?
Yes, we're going to play that. It's a co-op game.
Yeah, so like that's a story-based game that came out a little while ago. It didn't have like crazy tension for some reason. I'm not sure, like it didn't like go anywhere really.
Yeah,
Um
I don't know why. I guess we'll have to play it and like see how it goes.
it has good reviews, so I'm not sure what happened, but um I guess we'll figure it out as we go.
On other news too. Oh wow, I actually just read there's a new South Park game coming too.
Oh wow. That used to be, man, that game was really popular when it
That was
first came out.
so popular. They just announced it yesterday.
Oh wow. That's so cool. What was it
Oh,
called?
that
Like the
is cool.
magic stick or something?
It was called The Stick of Truth.
Stick of truth, yeah.
That was a good game. I always loved it in South Park how like the top part was Canada and everyone was so nice because it's just exactly what we are. We're the nicest people.
Right,
Garrett's
right,
making a
right.
face.
Right, right,
On
right.
other news too, Twitter absolutely blew up yesterday. Absolutely disaster with the whole
Oh,
TwitchCon mandates coming in.
yeah.
Um,
People
I
were
think
very upset. It's funny because um TwitchCon had announced in the past, like, hey, we're doing this. We're not going to have masks. We're not going to have mandatory vaccines. And everyone's mad, right?
yeah.
Then they just came out with a new news that they're going to have mandatory vaccines, COVID testing, and masks. And then people are now mad again. But it's like
Yeah.
you
Well,
can't make everybody happy.
I was reading this tweet by Shannon Zed Killer. She's awesome, by the way. She's Canadian too. But she retweeted the tweet. I'll just read it to you guys if you were confused. Twitch tweeted, "We've heard many of you that want to savor TwitchCon, so we're updating our policy. Masks will be required indoors, as well as either proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test." And as you can tell, there was a lot of people angry, and a lot of it stemmed from people that already bought their tickets with the policy beforehand. So a lot of people are like, "Well, now I want a refund." And then there's a lot of people that are also happy. But Shannon retweeted and she said, "It's too late for some to attend. Plans around these dates get booked quick, costs go up. Reactionary changes to policies weeks later is not only short sighted if they're hoping for streamers to pivot, but especially for vendors. Likely to be a poor turnout regardless." And like
Yeah.
100%, like when I read that, I was like, wow, that yeah, they really dropped the ball here because getting hotels, getting transportation, vendors figuring all of that out when everything's changing weeks later after everything's booked, that is really hard to like work around.
I think what ends up happening in those situations, like they made an announcement of no, this is not necessary, and then changed it. But the people that were happy about the no necessary requirement,
I'm mad
um,
now.
or now are mad, so then they're gonna pull out. But necessarily, I don't know if the ones that are being, brought into, like the ones that are okay with the new policy, are gonna go and buy because it's like literally around the corner. So it's so short notice. They
Yeah.
should have like really thought through how they want to go through this whole health measures for TwitchCon, because I
Yeah, I
think the
feel like
way
it wasn't
they
very thought through at all. And like
no.
Garrett and I are on the same page of like we wear a mask a lot of the time. We like them because like people have germs. It's gross. Even on airplanes, we're like, yeah, I mean, why not? And
Yeah,
like
and we're not
conventions and
gonna make
stuff.
this whole like mass debate thing, but I gotta be honest, everybody. If you ever been to a convention, wearing a mask is the best thing you can do. These
Yeah.
people do not freaking shower. Like I swear, they go to some of these events and they come like they just spent the last 2 years in an underground bunker, like hoping for one freaking measly morsel of food. Because I've been to some events, I'm like, how is it possible this guy smells so bad? Like it's so bad sometimes you can taste it. So if you have a mask protecting you, and then you don't have to worry about tasting someone's stench. It's
It's
happened.
true.
I
It's true.
as you can guys tell, I'm reliving some trauma here. Okay, but
I
yeah, like
just think
mass.
people should let people do it like what they feel comfortable doing. That's how I feel
Yeah,
about it.
I just feel like everybody, we all live here together. I feel like sometimes forget people, like we live on Earth together. Like
Yeah. They
we're
think we're
all in
living on
this
different
really,
planets.
really hellhole together. We're all stuck here. So everyone's always creating problems. We're here just to have a good time. We're here to have a good
Yeah,
time. So
100%.
yeah, I hope Twitch figures it out. I don't know what our plans were. We didn't really plan to go, regardless, with or without these policy changes.
Yeah.
Um, we did like talk about it, about potentially going or not going,
If
but it
anything, like because Garrett is on Facebook now and I'm on Twitch, you can't get plus ones anymore. So like I wouldn't care to go into the convention and do things. Like if I can't with Garrett, I'm just gonna leave him outside. So like if anything, we'd go and like spend time with friends and meet up with people and do all of that. So that
what do
would
you
be
mean leave
fun.
me outside?
I said I wouldn't want to leave you outside.
Oh, I thought you said, oh, if I want to go in, I just leave him outside. Speaking
No.
outside, Nick Merckx was very upset about this whole TwitchCon announcement. So
Yeah.
much so that he's hosting his own MFAM, which is his community,
And I have the
uh,
tweet here.
meetup outside of the convention. And you can go and read what he said about it.
The MFAM and I will be doing our own thing in San Diego. It'll be popping all weekend. Already spent over $300,000 and more to come. No mask requirements, no vaccine requirements at our events. Do you, and we'll see you there. Hashtag MFAM. And he quoted the TwitchCon health measure update. And of course, there was a lot of drama with
Yeah.
like, it's also, can we just say that it's crazy that a content creator can make their own convention and put over $300,000 down for that? That is nuts.
Yeah, that's
That
a
and he
lot of
came from
money.
Twitch, so it's just so crazy because now he's on YouTube, but really,
Nick?
really interesting. Yeah. Oh wait, no, he's still on
No, he's still
Twitch.
on Twitch.
Oh
No,
right,
he
right,
is
right.
like
He is.
Twitch's golden boy.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, right,
Um,
right, right. I was thinking I got him confused with Tim for a second. Yeah, no, that's crazy. Absolutely nuts. But I mean, hey, if people want to go to his and not wear masks and etc., then they can do that. People are free to do whatever they want, you know? But it
Yeah,
definitely is
it's
interesting that Twitch changed the policy so late that people now are stumbling to try to figure it out.
yeah, he had a really dope barbecue apparently. The NFAM meetup, he like a whole
Yeah, and
thing.
then Tim had the tailgate. It's really cool actually that like these
I'm
people
gonna
that
do one
just
of those
started
one
off as
day.
gamers.
I don't know what I'm gonna call it though.
The jobless convention.
The unemployment line.
Yeah. No, that's great.
But yeah, the drama was crazy yesterday on Twitter, which hey, that's just Twitter for you.
I even saw someone, I forget who they work for, but they even requoted it and they're like, "Hey, brands, companies, look through this thread and see all these awful content creators talking crap." And I was like, "Damn, true." Cuz like the things that you say as a content creator online sometimes, like companies see that. Like brands see that.
Yeah, I there's no point in even like doing any of that stuff. Like, I don't know. I voicing your opinion online into like you're always gonna offend someone. Your
Yeah.
opinion, like if you say, "Oh, I like the color blue," they're gonna be like, "Oh, well, I like the color red. Yeah, I'm mad." And that happens, that happened to me in the past. I voiced online that I did not like the fact that people queue for competitive Valorant at higher rankings and do not have voice comms on. And Twitter got mad. Twitter got mad at me because they were like,
And then
"How dare you? Like, what if the person is deaf?" And I'm like, "What? I'm not attacking people
I
that
think
can't hear."
anything you say online, people will find a way to make it negative.
Yeah,
Even
it
me, when I
was
was like defending Garrett in those tweets, I was like, guys, he's talking about like high competitive rank. Like we're in diamond, almost ascendant. Like, well, back then we were platinum, almost diamond before the ranks changed. But then girls were coming at me like, I'm so disappointed on him. You're a woman. You should understand. I'm like, what the heck? I was just like,
it was
I'm
wild.
all for the ladies.
It
But
made
like,
no sense.
Garrett and I are very, very, very competitive. And there's nothing wrong with like silver. Like if you want to do no comms, sure. But when it's like high ranked, when comms are so essential, it bothers me. It bothers us.
Yeah,
But
it's
yeah,
just
you
comms
can't.
are so essential in competitive gaming that, man, I can't. But people are always be mad about something, so
Yeah.
that's just life.
Anything that you tweet that even is a little controversial, people will just freak out and think like you mean like something wrong. Like,
Yeah,
no, that's not what we're saying.
yeah, but that's life. That is
Yeah,
life. That's how the cookie crumbles.
it is. It is. I'm not sure if there's any other interesting gaming topics that we can discuss. Oh, Love, Death, and Robots renewed for season 4. Remember we started that?
Oh
We
yeah,
watched a
yeah.
few episodes.
Oh yeah, that was
They're like
nice.
little short episodes. That's a really good show too. Oh, actually, something I did want to talk about. If you guys have never watched C on Apple TV, you need to watch it. The new season comes out August 26th, so in a week, 2 weeks.
I'm
It's
excited. Yeah,
good though,
that
right?
show's great. That show's great. We just started watching Better Call Saul.
Yeah, that one's really good too. Even a lot of people said Better Call Saul is better than Breaking Bad.
Really?
Yeah, people say it gets really good, and I'm like, well,
Okay.
oh, I know we're all over the place, but there actually is one game that I do want to talk about. It was the 8th anniversary of PT coming out yesterday. You know what PT is?
ET.
So PT, I'll read it. Um, it was the game. Hold on, posting an image of the cover art from the secret. It was a secret Silent Hill game that got canceled in its prime. The director, I do not know how to pronounce their name, so I'm not going to even try.
Uh-huh.
They came out with it, and it was something to do with Sony. It came out on PlayStation 4, and people buy these PlayStation 4s that still have this game for crazy amounts of money because you can't get this game anywhere now. Grimm's actually has it. I've watched Grimm's play it every year he plays it because he still owns the game. But it's a really scary, scary, scary playable teaser for their new Silent Hill game back in the day, 8 years ago. And it
Uh-huh.
never got released because of some sort of like Sony, I think it was Sony and like the creator, they had some like issues and then they just never continued with it and they took it off the store. But people can
Wow.
still play it to this day. And it is like one of the scariest games of all time, but it's only a short little game. It's still talked about all the time. People still play it. It's really fascinating. But yesterday was the 8 years of it coming out, and the dev, but he actually also made Death Standing. So
Okay.
he does make a lot of good
So
games.
is
But
he? They said they're releasing the game.
no, it was just their 8th anniversary of it. They never got to release it. Because like I
What?
think I'm a little confused. It was who they were working with. They had some kind of falling out, and then it never came out. Like they never finished it.
Well, that
But
sucks.
it's just called PT. If you guys look it up, it's a really
Just
crazy,
the letters P and T.
literally P.T. Yeah, it's
Never heard of
crazy.
this game.
It's really scary, like really scary. I watched Grimm's play it, and I was like, wow. But yeah, it came out 8 years ago yesterday, which is really interesting, and people can still
Nice.
buy it. It reminds me of like when people wanted Angry Birds and you couldn't get anymore, and they were buying phones with Angry Birds. Do you remember that? Wasn't it Angry Birds or was it a different game?
Flappy Bird.
Flappy Bird, sorry, yeah.
Angry
Yeah, it was
Birds.
close.
It's like a billion-dollar
Oh, yeah, Angry
industry.
Birds is the big one. Flappy Birds was it. But
That's
yeah,
so funny.
same thing. People still try to buy PlayStations with this game. It's cool.
I've never heard of that game. Never heard of it.
Yeah. It's you don't like scary games, so it makes sense.
I'm not a scary game guy at all. I'm like a pretty you guys know what games I like already now at this point, but yeah, scary games are not me. I don't even like scary movies.
He's a
I
big
don't like
baby,
any of that
guys.
stuff.
I have
Huh?
to hold him because he gets so
Ah,
scared.
that's not true. Don't lie. Don't listen to her, guys. She's the one that needs holding.
No way. I love scary movies. They're my favorite.
I'm not scared. I'm never scared.
Right. Well, I think that ends our episode today. I think we touched on how Garrett got started, some crazy topics last couple weeks, and yeah, how we met and all that fun stuff. Oh, I ask every person that comes on my podcast, what is one piece of advice you'd like to give to everybody listening?
One piece of advice: don't wait till tomorrow. Do it today. Whatever that is that you're putting off, stop it. Do it right now. Go. Don't do
agree.
it.
I think that's good advice to be given. Where can people find you? I mean, everywhere. Garrett is literally everywhere.
Yeah, just JoblessGarrett on Twitter and Instagram.
And Facebook.
On Autumn stream.
Yeah, you can see him in my chat sometimes. Make sure to match him.
Oh, excuse me.
But thank you guys so much for watching. Garrett, thank you so much for coming on today's podcast of Field of View. Make sure you guys comment down below other type of guests you'd like on the podcast, other questions you might have. Yeah, thank you guys again for watching. I appreciate you guys and hope you guys have a wonderful day wherever you are on this beautiful planet. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.
Bye-bye.